checked in. It's the Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls.
dolls like you and me. Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls.
made him perfectly. So if you got a bump on your nose or lumps on your toes, do not despair. Be like the Raggy Dolls and say I just don't care. 'Cause Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls
Raggy
are
Dolls.
happy just to be Raggy Dolls, Raggy Dolls, dolls like you and me.
Something was wrong in Pumpernickle's field. The Raggy Dolls stopped and stared. They were on their way to the treehouse when they suddenly noticed there was no sign of Pumpernickle, the scarecrow.
That's odd,
Said Dotty.
only last week he was standing right here, complaining about the crows.
She looked about for him. Maybe Farmer Brown has moved him to another part of the field, suggested Back to Front. Climb up on my shoulders and have a look. Dotty climbed up and looked across the field in every direction, but Pumpernickle was nowhere to be seen.
Perhaps he's fallen down,
Said Lucy.
there was a terrible wind last night. Good thinking,
Said Dotty.
let's search for him. Come on, spread out.
The Raggy Dolls searched between the rows of tall sweet corn plants, calling out as they went.
Pumpernickle, where are you?
Called Princess.
Hello?
Called Dotty. Suddenly, Sad Sack gave a yell. Ooh!
Whatever is it?
Said Lucy, all of a dither. It's Pumpernickle, stammered Hi-Fi. He's fallen down.
Sacre bleu,
Said Claude.
I hope he has not hurt himself.
Pumpernickle lay on his back, staring at the sky.
Pumpernickle,
Said Dotty.
are you all right? You gave us a bit of a scare.
Pumpernickle tried to point, but he could not lift his arm.
He's trying to tell us something.
Said Dotty.
Pumpernickle,
Said Princess gently.
do tell us what the matter is.
Suddenly, everyone jumped. Lucy shrieked and threw her arms up so hard they both came off. Claude quickly found them for her. Pumpernickle groaned and found his voice at last.
I can't stand them things,
He muttered.
modern contraptions. They get on me nerves. It'll go off again soon, and then again, and again.
The Raggy Dolls listened as Pumpernickle explained how Farmer Brown had put a new bird scarer in the field. It was called a gas gun. You set a timer, and then puffs of gas made very loud bangs. It got rid of the birds, but not for long. They soon came back to peck at the corn. We could turn it off, said Back to Front. No problem. Pumpernickle sighed.
That wouldn't do,
He said.
Farmer Brown would just come and turn it on again. No, it's no use. He just doesn't need me anymore. I'm redundant. That's what I am.
Oh, dear.
The Raggy Dolls felt sad. It was very bad news. Pumpernickle was their friend, and it was awful to see him so downhearted. To make matters worse, a cheeky crow landed on a plant just above their heads and began to peck at the corn.
Shoo!
Said Pumpernickle feebly. The crow kept on pecking. Lucy got really cross. She stood up and yelled, "Shoo!" The crow took no notice.
I said shoo!
This time, Lucy flapped her arms so hard they flew off again, but so did the crow, squawking in terror. "Lucy," said Back to Front with a grin, "you've given me an idea."
Well, what is it?
Demanded Dotty, helping Lucy with her arms. "First things first," said Back to Front. "You help Pumpernickle to stand up, while I go and turn off the gas gun." Puzzled, the Raggy Dolls heaved and got the Scarecrow back up on his pole. Back to Front told them all his plan.
It might work,
Said Pumpernickle.
Yep, I think it might just work.
"Good thinking, Back to Front," said Dotty. In no time at all, the Raggy Dolls were back at the toy factory. No one was about. Lucy, Princess, and Dotty went into the storeroom and started looking for scraps of black cloth. Meanwhile, the others were rummaging about in the tool shed. "We'll need a couple of hinges, some wire or string, and some round hooks," said Back to Front. They soon found everything they needed. "Right," said Back to Front. We'd better get back to Pumpernickle before Farmer Brown finds out the gas gun is turned off. Sadsack, you go and see if the others need any help.
Right-ho,
said Sadsack. As he made his way to the storeroom, Sadsack thought how clever Back to Front was to have so many good ideas. He wished he could have good ideas, but it was no use. He wasn't good at anything.
Back to Front wants to know if you need anything,
said Sadsack, peering round the storeroom door.
Only some stuffing,
Said Dotty.
we finished the sewing.
Dotty held up some black material sewn in the shape of a crow,
I saw some in the tool shed.
said Sadsack.
I'll get it for you.
Meanwhile, Pumpernickle stood with his arms outstretched with a piece of string attached to each wrist. Claude held one string and Hi-Fi held the other. Right, said Back to Front. Ready to test? May we? Said Claude.
Ready.
Said Hi-Fi. Fingers crossed then, said Back to Front. 1, 2, 3, go! Hi-Fi and Claude pulled the strings and Pumpernickle's arms flapped up and down. Immediately the crows took to the air, really scared. Pumpernickle chuckled with glee.
Oh boy, that showed 'em.
Just then, the others arrived, carrying stuffed crows.
Here we are, Back to Front.
Said Dotty.
What do you think?
They're great, said Back to Front. Now for part 2 of my plan. The Raggy Dolls fixed the false crows to the gas gun. Now cover your ears and hide while I turn the bangs back on, said Back to Front. The Raggy Dolls hid in the corn and waited. Bang! Went the bird scarer. It did look very silly with the stuffed crows sitting on it. Farmer Brown was taking a walk around the farm. He stood on a hill in the next field and was amazed to see Pumpernickle flapping his arms and scaring crows.
My goodness, he exclaimed. That old scarecrow's arms must have blown loose in the wind last night.
Curious to know how well the gas gun was doing, Farmer Brown took his binoculars and, to his horror, he saw 6 crows sitting on it just as it went off bang.
It won't be long now,
Said Pumpernickle.
he's coming this way.
The Raggy Dolls quickly removed the dummy crows and hid behind the corn plants. Claude and Hi-Fi couldn't resist giving Pumpernickle one more flap of his arms just before Farmer Brown arrived. The Raggy Dolls watched as he took the gas gun away.
Well, that's the end of that,
Said Pumpernickle with relief.
Raggy Dolls, I don't know how to thank you. I've got my old job back.
It was a pleasure,
Said Dotty.
but it was all Back to Front's idea.
Yeah, but everyone helped, said Back to Front. No problem,
Why don't we have a party?
said Sadsack.
Good thinking,
Said Dotty.
but what sort of party can you have in a field? I mean, you have picnics in a field.
Dotty stopped. She could see Sadsack was looking disappointed.
I know what kind of party we can have.
Said Pumpernickle with a wink.
What do you mean?
Said Sadsack.
Well, continued Pumpernickle, we've had nothing but birds all day, so why don't we have a bird day party?
Everyone giggled and burst out laughing, except Sadsack.
That's a terrible joke,
He said. But secretly, he was really pleased to see Pumpernickle his old, cheerful self again.
It's not much of a life when you're just a pretty face. Just to be whoever you are is no disgrace. Look around and you will find people of every kind, like the Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls.
dolls like you and me. Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls.
made imperfectly. So if you're not at ease with your knobbly knees and your fingers are all fussed, stand on your 2 left feet and join our Raggy Doll chum.